Hello, Vineyard Covington. Ray Hollenbach here. I understand that you guys are spending some time studying the gospel of the kingdom of God. And what a glorious and magnificent study that should be. Did you know, for example, that the gospel of the kingdom of God is Jesus's number one topic? Many people think that because Jesus died and was buried and raised again, that's the number one topic of the Gospels. But the truth is that the Gospels mention the kingdom of God more than 100 times. We should pay attention to it. So I wanted to point your attention to Matthew's Gospel, chapter 13. It's a chapter in which many different parables of the kingdom are gathered together for us by Matthew. There's 9 different parables, some of them quite short, some of them quite long. And in particular, along around verse 44 of Matthew 13, are 2 parables side by side. Jesus says that the kingdom of God could be compared to somebody who discovers a treasure in a field and for joy runs away, sells everything they have, and buys the field. And then immediately, the very next 2 lines are, the kingdom of God could be compared to a merchant who knows pearls very well, and he comes across a pearl of great price, and for his joy, he sells everything he has so that he could buy the pearl. That's it. Like, Jesus is just comparing the kingdom of God to these 2 stories. Now, I love this for a couple of reasons. Number one is that this is not propositional teaching. If A, given B, therefore C. He's telling stories. He's drawing us in with our imagination. And then he gives us the liberty to think, gee, what could that mean? And I like these 2 stories for a couple of reasons. They're side by side. They're very, very short. And they produce the same result. They produce the same result in these different people. One person is walking along in a field, discovers treasure. The other is a business person at work doing her business, and she discovers something, but they both have the same reaction. They'll sell everything they have joyfully, and then they'll acquire the treasure. They'll acquire the pearl. Jesus is such a good teacher. You see, we're still talking about his teachings 2,000 years later. And I would invite you guys, as you think about the kingdom of God, maybe to lay these 2 stories side by side, maybe get around a kitchen table or in a small group and say, well, what do these stories side by side, both short, both with the same result, what do these stories suggest to you? And just listen to one another as you conclude the many meanings in such small things. And I'll just give you one, turn you guys loose to do the rest. Both stories produce the same result. And I think this is what Jesus is saying, that the kingdom could take us by surprise, as in the person who discovers the treasure, or the kingdom could be found through careful searching. But in either case, the discovery of the kingdom then costs us everything that we have. And that's the good news. Do you know that the kingdom of God is available to everyone for the same price? And that price is all you have. Go, pay it joyfully. Peace. Love the Cove.